Lately, every time I'm out, grabbing coffee or just walking around, people keep coming up to me like, "Hey, your skin looks amazing. What do you use?" And honestly, I just laugh because, sure, skincare helps, but it's not the whole story. The truth is, over the past year, I've learned that looking good on the outside is great, but what really changes your vibe, what really makes people notice you, is the way you invest in yourself, in every aspect. It's not just about products or routines. It's about what you put your time, energy, and even your heart into. Your mindset, your knowledge, your relationships. All of it adds up. So in today's video, I want to share with you 7 things that, in my opinion, are absolutely worth investing in for 2025. These are the things that have helped me grow, made me feel more confident, and honestly, opened up way more opportunities than I ever expected. And trust me, it's never too late to start. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment. You just start right now, right where you are. All right, let's dive right in. When it comes to things really worth investing in, especially in 2025, books are hands down at the top of my list. Honestly, there's just no faster way to grow and level up your mindset than through reading. Think about it. Instead of spending years figuring things out on your own, you get to learn directly from people who've already been through it all. Their stories, their lessons, their failures, all wrapped up in a few hundred pages. It's kind of crazy when you realize how much knowledge is sitting right there, just waiting for you to pick it up. And sometimes, all it takes is one single sentence from a book to completely shift the way you see things. Like it hits you at the right moment, and suddenly, a problem you've been stuck on feels a little clearer. Or you start looking at life from a whole new angle. Plus, for anyone who tends to overthink, reading is such a game changer. Instead of letting your mind spiral into a million different directions, picking up a book forces you to slow down, focus, and be present. It's honestly one of the few things that really helps quiet the noise in your head. The more you read, the more you realize it's not just about collecting information. It's about shifting your perspective, training your brain to think differently, and learning how to handle life in smarter ways. One book that really left an impact on me is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It breaks down how small, simple habits can completely change your life over time, and honestly, it made me rethink how I approach my own daily routines. The book explains how most of us focus too much on big goals. But what really shapes our lives are the small, repetitive things we do every single day, often without even noticing. It made me realize that if I keep showing up, even just 1% better every day, it compounds. And that's how real change happens, not overnight, but bit by bit. That idea hit me hard because it's so true. We often wait for some perfect moment or motivation to start changing our lives. But in reality, it's the little things we commit to daily that shape who we become. And that's exactly why books like that, practical, eye-opening, are worth every penny. Because knowledge is great, but turning it into action, that's where everything changes. All right, the third thing I think is totally worth putting your money and time into: practicing your English speaking skills. And honestly, if you're someone trying to get more comfortable speaking English, especially in real conversations, this is huge. There's this platform I've been using lately that's super helpful. It's designed specifically to help you sound more natural, not just ace some exam. What's cool is they've got this virtual speaking room where you can literally hop in and practice speaking with AI. No judgment, no pressure, just practice. It's not like those typical test prep courses where you're stressing about grammar rules and perfect sentence structures the whole time. This is more about getting comfortable, learning how to express yourself naturally, and adjusting your words like you would in a real conversation. And honestly, for someone like me, who used to be super awkward talking out loud, this kind of practice is a game changer. I mean, I've been that person talking to myself while doing my makeup or having full-on conversations with the mirror. And yeah, it feels weird. But now, having a space to practice out loud, without feeling like a total weirdo, really helps. Plus, the app tailors the lessons based on your level. If you're just starting out, you'll work on pronunciation, like really getting those tricky sounds right. As you move up, it focuses more on grammar, vocabulary, and building that natural flow. What I really like is they even have practice topics for different fields, like finance, law, marketing. So if you're working or prepping for job interviews, it's super relevant. I usually try to spend at least 30 minutes a day practicing. They even have this shadowing mode where you just repeat the sentences. Helps a ton with pronunciation and sounding more natural. Anyway, let me show you real quick. I'll pick a marketing topic and practice a bit so you can see how it works. Honestly, if there's one thing I wish I started learning earlier, it's how to manage my money. Because the truth is, no matter how much you earn, if you don't know what you're doing with it, you'll always feel like you're struggling. Last year, I picked up a personal finance book called The Psychology of Money, and it really changed the way I think about saving, investing, and even spending. Before that, I used to save whatever was left at the end of the month, which, let's be real, was usually nothing. But after learning about simple stuff like compound interest and why investing early matters, I started making small changes, like setting up an automatic savings plan and learning about index funds. And honestly, it's not even about trying to be rich. It's about having options, knowing you've got money saved if something happens, or being able to invest in something new without stressing. That peace of mind, totally worth it. So yeah, if you haven't already, make 2025 the year you really start understanding how money works. Trust in me, your future self will thank you. All right, moving on to the next thing I really think is worth investing in. And that's your wardrobe, specifically the basic pieces. Honestly, you don't need to spend a ton of money chasing every new trend that pops up. The smartest move is putting your money into good quality basics, pieces that you can wear over and over again and still look put together. Think about it. Those simple items like a plain white t-shirt, a good pair of jeans, or a nice blazer, they're easy to style, they never go out of fashion, and they save you from that "I have nothing to wear" moment. For example, just a basic white tee. It might seem super simple, but trust me, you can mix it into so many outfits. From a clean, casual look with jeans to layering under a blazer for something a bit more polished. It works every time. Lately, one piece I've been loving is a well-fitted blazer. Seriously, I feel like everyone should have at least one good blazer in their closet. It instantly levels up any outfit. You can wear it with jeans, trousers, or even a skirt, and it always makes you look a bit more put together without even trying too hard. What I love most is that a blazer works for so many occasions, from work meetings to coffee dates, or even just running errands if you're in the mood to look a little more polished. It's that one piece that just pulls the whole outfit together. And of course, I can't forget to mention a pair of classic white sneakers. I swear, once you have a good pair, you'll realize how easy it is to style your outfits. They're super comfortable, go with almost anything, and perfect for daily wear. Sure, sometimes you'll want to switch it up with heels or cute flats, but if we're being real, sneakers are the most practical choice. Brands like Puma, Nike, or Adidas all have some great options that are comfy, stylish, and budget-friendly, especially if you're a student. Bottom line, invest in your basics. They'll save you on days when you feel like you've got nothing to wear. Let me know if you want to swap the blazer for something else, maybe a leather jacket or cargo pants for a different vibe. Let's start with hair. One product that makes a huge difference for me is a good hair mask. If you've never tried one, trust me, it's a game changer. It helps make your hair feel stronger, healthier, and way shinier. See, regular conditioner is fine, but it mostly just works on the surface. A hair mask actually soaks in and nourishes your hair from the inside out. Perfect if you use heat tools or dye your hair often. Whenever I have time, I'll leave it on for about 30 minutes. And if you've got one of those heated caps, even better. It helps the mask absorb way better. But honestly, even if you're busy, 10-15 minutes is totally fine. I usually clip my hair up, let the mask do its thing, and while I'm waiting, that's when I move on to skincare. Because honestly, taking care of your skin is just as important. I feel like investing in a good skincare routine is one of those things that pays off over time. Whether it's cleansing, moisturizing, or just making sure you're wearing sunscreen every day, your skin will thank you later. And the best part? You can totally multitask. Pop on the hair mask, and while that's working, take a few minutes to do your skincare routine. Maybe exfoliate, throw on a hydrating mask, whatever your skin needs that day. Once you start making this a habit, you'll really notice the difference. Your hair feels softer and healthier, and your skin just looks fresh, glowy. And honestly, who doesn't want that? All right, let's move on to the last thing I've got for you. Honestly, one of the best things you can invest in, not just for 2025, but for life, is your health, both physical and mental. And no, it doesn't mean you have to sign up for some fancy gym or spend a ton of money. It can be as simple as going for a 30-minute walk every morning, doing a quick home workout, or following along with a YouTube yoga video. I started doing that during lockdown, and honestly, it made a huge difference. Not just physically, but mentally too. It gave me something to look forward to and helped clear my head. And when it comes to mental health, small habits go a long way. Things like journaling at night, writing down what you're grateful for, or even just learning to say no when you're overwhelmed. I used to think journaling was kind of cheesy, but once I actually tried it, it helped me process my thoughts and stop overthinking everything. The truth is, when you take care of yourself, you naturally show up more confident. You're less anxious. You feel better in your own skin, and people can tell. So yeah, if there's one thing you don't want to skip investing in, it's your body and your mind. It pays off every single day. All right, last but definitely not least, something I think is totally worth putting time and energy into is building real, meaningful relationships. Honestly, it's not even just a nice to have anymore. It feels essential if you want a fulfilling life. I feel like so many of us get caught up chasing work, money, or personal goals that we forget. At the end of the day, it's the people around us who really make life better. They're the ones who lift us up when things get hard and celebrate our wins with us. And it's not about having a huge friend group or knowing everyone. It's about finding those few people who truly get you, who are there when it matters. Quality over quantity, always. Good relationships help you stay grounded. They support you when you're struggling, and they push you to grow, especially when you surround yourself with people who are smarter, wiser, or just have more life experience. That's how you learn, how you level up. And honestly, one thing I've noticed about successful people, they just see things differently. Instead of wasting time complaining or stressing about stuff they can't control, they focus on what they can do. That mindset is powerful. It attracts positive, driven people and keeps the negativity out. They don't sit around dwelling on problems. They figure out how to turn challenges into motivation and just keep it moving. And being around that kind of energy, it changes you. So yeah, that's the last thing on my list. If there's one thing you invest in this year, make it the people who make you better, because that's priceless. Anyway, those are the 5 things I really believe are worth investing in for 2025. Hopefully, it gets you thinking about what really matters and what's gonna help you grow. Now, I want to know, what's one thing you plan on investing in this year? Drop a comment and share it with me. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.